Fam, what's up? What's going on? Coming to you from the Big Chill down here in Florida. Been in 30A for a couple days now. And, it's been amazing just to kind of peel back and have some downtime. And I hope you guys are making time, if you're on spring break, to enjoy yourselves as well. I would do this anyway, so, this is what I honestly love to do is talk college football. Had a video with Coach Smook that we recently uploaded talking about really the success of Coach Kalen DeBoer that he's had within the state of Alabama. I mentioned inside the comment box, I think honestly the state of Alabama in terms of the high school talent is vastly underrated. So when Coach Kalen DeBoer is taking care of his own backyard, it speaks volumes to the high school football coaches here in the state of Alabama, honestly. You go around the state of Alabama, you see some incredible talent. Saraland has been pumping out some guys, and of course there's been guys in the Birmingham Metro. And think about all the guys, and here's, undefeated, or if you're watching this video inside the comment box, think about all the prospects that are currently on the roster from the state of Alabama. It's not like, Alabama certainly has guys from all over the country, but there's guys from the state of Alabama that have done an incredible job for the University of Alabama, like in-state guys performing for the university. I love it, right? One of them I can't wait to see is Tim Keenan, right? You look at maybe a Kobe Prentice. Those guys due for a really big year. So on top of that, I think that just the new energy, as we continue to talk about with Coach Kalen DeBoer and with recruiting, there was so many people that asked this simple question: could he recruit in the Southeast? He's clearly proven that. From the jump, honestly. I get it. Ryan Williams, he had to re-recruit him, but he was able to sell Ryan Williams in such a short amount of time to be able to be committed and eventually sign with the Alabama Crimson Tide. And for those of you that have asked, where's the footage of Ryan Williams? He will not be here up until the summertime, so there's been no footage to share of him when you're looking at the freshman footage. Just wanted to clear that up. I think Coach Freddie Roach did a great job in helping Alabama land Derek Smith, who, by the way, if you haven't seen his highlights, is a prospect out of Selma. My goodness. I think our friends over at Touchdown Alabama have some great footage of him just balling out. And when you hear recruiting experts, whether it's On3, Rivals, 24/7, talk about this talent in Derek Smith, man, this was a must-get in-state guy. And Freddie Roach and company did a really great job making sure a prospect from Selma committed. And I get it, there's a long way, and guys can, flip-flop around, but what you're doing right now from an in-state standpoint, I just really want to give this coaching staff their flowers because they can recruit in the Southeast, they can recruit in the state of Alabama. They are definitely doing that, and love to see it, to be honest. Thoughts on Coach Sabin's overall take yesterday at Capitol Hill? Oh, for those of you that don't know, I used to live in Washington, D.C. I worked for a congressman, and I also worked for the EPA, truth be told. So I've been a part of that Capitol Hill environment, and it's amazing to see kind of the magnitude of Coach Sabin going out to Capitol Hill along with Greg Byrne. Like, that was a monumental day in the world of college athletics, specifically college football. I've always felt that Coach Sabin is and has been the commissioner of college football. What he says is so impactful. And look, I'm not taking away from anything that Greg Byrne said, but there's a difference between listening to Greg Byrne, who, by the way, is ultra intelligent, in hearing Coach Sabin and just their delivery and how he's speaking to Senator Ted Cruz or whoever else that was asking him questions. It was really amazing. Some key takeaways for me were, talking about how Coach Sabin viewed NIL. And he referred to Bryce Young landing his own deals, right? Whether that being with BMW, Dr. Pepper, Cash App, whatever, and how NIL now is pay for play. So I want to hear from you inside the comment box, your take on that and your overall, your biggest takeaway from Coach Sabin up at the podium yesterday in Capitol Hill. I thought another key point was when he was talking about Miss Terry kind of pulling him aside at one of the visits when they were hosting prospects and was like, all these guys and their parents are talking about how much are we going to get paid? And why are we doing this? So really monumental interview yesterday from Coach Sabin up on Capitol Hill, and want to get your takes on that in terms of how you see college football, the state of college football. What do you think will happen with college football? And most importantly, I have to ask you guys, what do you think Coach Sabin's kind of next steps will be in his career? I asked early on our show, I don't think he's going to come back and coach football, but if there was like some super league to be created, you got to think that Coach Sabin is the college football commissioner of that league. I'm talking like SEC and Big Ten, like ultimately blend together, right? So we are on spring break right now. Alabama will start practice again next week, and you also have Pro Day. I don't know which prospects are going to Pro Day, but we will keep you posted inside the community tab or on a later video. But what we are watching from Alabama's 4th, 5th, 6th practice, which will be next week, we want to continue to see position battles, to be honest. We want to see competition at all of the positions. Competition makes the overall product so much better. And if you listen to one of our shorts with Coach Kapilovic talking about competition, he's talking about the offensive line and the fact that Brockemeyer right now is taking reps at the first team offensive line. He said, competition makes the room better. And I love that mindset. I've always been a fan of competition. Competition makes people hungrier. Hungry dogs run faster, if you've ever heard that. And I think when you look to the position battles at Alabama, there is plenty, specifically at the wide receiver room. I think there's so many guys that are eager to show that they can compete at the highest level, be that dog. The wide receiver position at Alabama is amazing, specifically with Caleb Odom now moving from tight end to wide receiver. Oof. Man, you talk about all those guys inside that room that are going to be fighting to get on the field. Offensive line as well. Who are we going to see at the tackle position? I think we're going to continue to see more of that. And then on the defensive side of the ball, there's a lot of edge rushers that are doing their thing. And then in the secondary, look, so many of those young guys look great. Whether it be Jalen Mbakwe, whether it be Azay Mincy, Red Morgan, Peyton Woodyard, like these young guys are going to contribute not only this spring, but I think in the season. And I always think about this, like where these freshmen are by the time that they get to August and September, just because of the fact that they've been at Alabama for quite some time. So I appreciate you guys sticking with us during spring break, and I hope you guys are finding time to enjoy yourself as well. It's always kind of fun to go to different places, post up, run into Alabama football fans, and see how big the brand is. So I appreciate you guys more than you know. Thank you for running the thumbs up on all these videos. I'm coming to you from the Big Chill down here in Florida. I'll be back in Alabama actually tomorrow. So run the thumbs up on all these videos, and I appreciate you guys more than you know. Kyle Henderson of Bama Football on YouTube.